Good morning. Just waiting for people to come on whilst I make sure my phone is fully charged. I'm balancing it somewhere. Waiting for whilst. See how that is. Yeah, that is okay. Okay, I can't see anyone's there at the moment. So I will wait. Anyone there? Okay, I'm just going to wait and see if anyone comes on whilst I check my notes. Hope everyone's okay. I have no idea if anyone's there because it's not telling me. Normally it tells me when people come in, but I'm on the page, I hope, and not the group. Connection. All connections are really frustrating because I've put my 4G on so that I can go between Wi-Fi and 4G. Is anybody there, please? Could you please tell me? Somebody's watching. Could you just maybe write a comment, tell me if you can see me okay, hear me okay, and that connection's okay, whoever it is. Thank you. I kind of want to wait before I start. Chrissy, it's two people. Chrissy, can you see me, hear me? Is connection okay? Could you just write a comment? I just want to check that I can see comments as well, so that I can try and answer any questions. Morning, yay! I can see a comment. Is it all working okay? I think I'm in the shadow a bit. I've just got one line. If I put it too bright, I think it's worse. Yes, I can see and hear you. Okay. I like that. A bit annoying. Too bright. Okay. Cool. I'll just wait a few moments to see who else is coming on. I feel like I'm going to get hot up here. Like, it's actually cold, but I think maybe I'm a bit nervous this morning. I feel like the pressure. I've like posted all about this, hoping that I can be really useful. Now I'm feeling the pressure of hopefully I can be useful. Good morning, Cara. Good morning, Emma. Did you guys watch the 9 o'clock challenge? Yay, thank you. Did you guys watch the challenge at 9 o'clock or have, I will say it again anyway, but I just wondered how much in depth I need to go into it later. Okay, I won't worry. Yeah, did you see the 9 o'clock challenge? So I'm going to try and do a weekly challenge, thanks to your suggestion by one of our members, about how we can help in this situation we find ourselves in. Other than finding a cure for coronavirus, which I cannot do, I will do what I can do to make our situation a bit better. So I want to save you guys money whilst reducing our carbon footprint. And today we're talking about water. You was out walking? What? You missed it? That's okay, it's on record so you can watch it. I will talk about the challenge again then. So I want to just try and save us money, which is what today's about, and give you lots of water tips. Hopefully ones that are not just like the obvious ones that we haven't thought about, and ones that have actually made me really think as well. So some things I've got into bad habits when I was doing good things, just got back into bad habits. So today's been really useful for me already, just in prepping. So what I will do, I won't talk about the challenges until a bit later, I think. So those of you who've already seen the challenge, then fab. And if not, I will talk about the main challenge that I set this morning. But then I also have got a couple of other little challenges for the kids. Well, for grown-ups, but we can make it fun for the kids as well, which I'll talk about at the end. Oh, all right. Hi, Ryan. Okay, so I've got a few of you on now. So let's get started. Right, so I have got quite a lot of tips, but when I was researching this topic, there are so many water tips. I read a document yesterday which was about 200 water tips, and I thought, well, I can't go through 200 tips with you today. And some of them are obvious, you know, just turn the tap off when you're brushing your teeth. Like, I would imagine most people in this group kind of know their basics already, and if you don't, that's fine, but I can't go through all of them today, so I'm just trying to go through some of them, and then really leave it over to you guys to come up with your own challenge about your own water saving tips that you, because it is personal to our own lifestyles. There's things that I could do a year ago that I can't do now, which I'll go into. So it's all personal to our own lifestyle. It's no cutting out for anybody. Is it all okay? I've done it on my phone specifically so that it will switch to 4G if the Wi-Fi cuts out. Just let me know if there's any connection problem. Okay, so one of the things that's been bothering me for ages, which I've not understood, is why it actually matters about saving water. Because our planet is surrounded by, I thought it was 2/3, but I think it's 2/3 like ocean. But in total, our planet has 3/4 is water. So in my head, I was like, why does it even matter? Like, I just don't get it. And I think if you don't understand something, you're much less motivated to bother doing anything about it. So hopefully, by us understanding why it matters, we are going to be much more motivated, I hope. Now, apologies if I don't explain this very well. I am trying to get my head around it as well. I think I've understood it now. So, okay, so, yeah, 75% of the earth is covered in water. And out of that 75%, oh, here we go, I've already got something wrong. 97.5% of that water is ocean. So literally 2.5% is like rivers and streams and lakes, okay? So most of it is ocean. So much, isn't it? So much ocean. When we think about what damage we're doing to our ocean, that is the majority of our planet. It's scary. 2.5% is fresh water. So the rest of it, salt water, which we cannot drink, we cannot consume as humans. So that water, all the ocean water, which is the majority of our planet, is not fit for us. So we cannot assume that because the planet is surrounded by water, that water is endless, because we don't use that water. That's the biggest thing I've got my head around. Now, of the 2.5% of water on the planet, which is for us, human consumption, fresh water, 70% of that is ice. And I'm presuming that's on Antarctica, because Antarctica is land covered in ice. The ice is fresh water ice, I'm assuming. Obviously, the Arctic Ocean up the north of the planet is ocean ice, so that would still be salt water ice, I'm presuming. Okay, so here we go. So 2.5% is fresh water. 2.5% is fresh water. 70% of that is ice. So you can see the stats. It's a very, very tiny percentage is actually water for us. So that currently leaves us about less than 1% is fresh water. Okay, that is fit for human consumption. So out of the total water on the whole planet, for us, for human consumption, is 0.001%. Okay, so that means, from what I can understand, that is any water that we have in our house. At the moment, I can drink from my bathroom taps. It's the same water. I think back in my old house where I used to live with my parents, they used to have some kind of different water systems, and I was told I couldn't drink out of my bathroom taps. But what I've been told by my plumber is I can drink from the water in the shower and in the bath. My kids do drink from the bath water, or from the taps. Ryan, if you're there, you might be able to tell me different these days. Can you just drink from any tap? So, and all the literally we have 0.001% we can use as humans that is fit for our consumption of all the water on the planet. So ignore the fact that the planet is covered in water. We do not use that water. It is salt water. So I hope that helps understand a little bit about what the water shortage is. Now, there's a couple of other problems. With climate change, we are much more likely to see obviously weather changes. Now in our region, in the Anglia region, Essex as well, I believe Essex is the driest county of the whole country. It used to be Great Wakering, used to be the dry spot. I think it might be Clacton or something now. Basically in the Anglian Essex region, we have 1/3 less rainfall than any other region in the country. So therefore already we've got this really tiny percentage of water that we can consume as humans globally. But where we live in our country, we have less water than anywhere else in the country of fresh water from rainfall. Excuse me. So in our area, it's a bigger problem than any other area in the country. I can feel my throat is going to go, and I didn't bring water, I don't think, which is annoying. So our region is the driest region in the area, less rainfall. Now, the fresh water that we use, I believe, comes from the ground. Can't remember what they're called. They drill it, bring it up from underneath the ground, fresh water. River water, and then the reservoirs obviously collect rainwater. But because we have less rainwater than anyone else, or just general fresh water, it is a problem. So in heat waves and with climate change, when your reservoirs are running low, that is when you will get told there's a hosepipe ban, be mindful of the water. So yes, we could just wait for the heat wave and be told to be mindful of water, or we could just be mindful of water wastage so that we never have to worry about having to have like a hosepipe ban. But also it is about saving you money as well. So does that make sense? Right, and just check comments. Does that make sense what I've said so far? Any questions? Your parents probably had a water tank. Yeah, they did, you're right, they did have a water tank. Do have a water tank still. Yes, that supplied the bathroom. Yeah, you're right. Kitchen taps come in fresh. Water in tank may have, say, for a few days, so not great to drink from. Bacteria. Yeah, you're right. I think you're completely right. They did have a water tank. I don't know many houses that have those now. I haven't, so that's the difference. Does that make sense so far before I move on? Just check that I've covered everything from that section. Yeah, okay. Yes, makes sense. Cool. Okay, so there are loads of facts that I could tell you about. I've already given you a few. But I'll carry on with some facts and figures. So, if you have a water meter, you are much more likely to save money. And it's I believe, for two reasons. The first reason is you only pay for what you use. Is my screen okay? It's gone funny for me. Why has it gone all like that? Sorry, it's gone dark. Is it okay for you guys, or is it gone dark? So yeah, you only pay for what you use. But the other thing about a water meter, which I have witnessed, which is so hilarious, I've been trying to convince my mum to have a water meter for years, and she found out that there was, which is worth thinking about, there's discounts if you are a pensioner or any benefits. So she fits into that category. So she applied for this water meter, and her water bill has gone from something ridiculous, like it was something like 50 quid a month, because she lives in a big house. So when you pay just a standard fee, you pay by the kind of house size, how many bedrooms, I think. So she was paying a ridiculous amount, and I am guessing, I'm trying to remember these figures, but it was something like £50 a month. She's got a water meter, so she only pays for what she consumes, and she's got a discount because she fits into this benefits retired category, and she pays something like £2, £3 a month now. It is a ridiculous saving. So she's got a saving because of those two things. But the other reason she's got a saving is because she's suddenly realised that she's paying for every single drop. So therefore she is suddenly like being really mindful. It's hilarious. Yeah, it's really funny to watch because I've been trying to get her to do it for ages. Mum, if you watch this, then sorry. I just think it's cool. You're like really being mindful of water. But that's what it does. That is the water meter. Will save you approximately £100 a year compared to if you don't have a water meter. So if you don't have one, I would put that down as one of your to-do lists. One of the things on your to-do list for now. And the also thing, as well as saving £100 a year, you are likely to use approximately 15% less water. Okay, so the average person uses, does anybody want to hazard a guess? Anybody want to hazard a guess how much water we use a day? Is it 100 litres, 200 litres? What do you reckon? It sounds like quite a lot, I think. Anybody want to hazard a guess? It takes a little while, it's a bit of a delay with the comments, I think. Average use is 150 litres a day per person. And that is quite a lot, it really is. So if you break that down, I'm going to add and just some visuals to show you exact percentage of each area in yours. So for example, 150 litres a day per person, 1/3 of that is by your shower. So that few minutes a day that you have a shower, that is 1/3 of your total water consumption in the day, just gone. Just through that, wake up, have a shower. Literally, you could be awake a few minutes and you've already used 1/3 of your whole water usage. And out of the total household water, so from everybody in the house, that is works out about 20 when you brush your teeth, which again, I kind of think that's reasonably standard now that most of us probably don't do that. But if you do, and you kept the tap running for 2 minutes, that's 12 litres just plug without you even using it. Not even being used, just going straight down. 18% of your daily water usage is on toilet flushing. 12% is on the bathroom taps, like I've being used. 15% is laundry, and 16% is in the kitchen, like cooking, etc. So let's look at some of these key areas. So bathroom and showering. So if there's 4 people in your home that all have a shower every day, that's 200 litres approximately a day. 14 just on your family having a shower. Now, one of my suggestions, which is what I do quite a lot of the time, not all the time, not today actually, but a lot of the time, is rather than showering every 24 hours, I shower every 36 hours. So if I'd showered yesterday evening before bed, I would go today without showering, and I would then shower tomorrow morning by 50%. I mean, sometimes, to be honest, with busy mum life and hectic, chaotic life, I go 48 hours because I just can't be bothered. I just don't have the time. Don't worry, the priority is just getting out the door and putting clothes on for the school run. Showering just isn't the priority. So look at what you're comfortable with. For example, this morning I just smell of VO. I needed a shower. Not that you can smell me, but I want to feel clean. So it's not going to be possible all the time, especially in summer maybe. But over the winter, I'd definitely be doing the 48 hour shower rule. So that is one way of really reducing usage. Considering how much showering is a part of the overall household water wastage, if you did that, you would save about 1/3 of your showering water. So the other thing, a very brief talk by the way, because I don't want to interrupt playing downstairs. So I'm going to, it says rotate your phone. You can't rotate your phone while recording. So, showering and bathing. Let's just go for a quick tour. Try not to disturb the family so they don't hear me. Okay, so showering. It uses so much water now. For me personally, I have a bit of a crap shower that wastes so much water just warming up. So I can't remember what it's like to have a power shower. It's been a long time since I had one. Whether that's any better. But we waste so much water just waiting for the shower to warm up. So 2 suggestions for this. Number 1. Have a bucket saving your water. Now this is my water from this morning. This is my bucket, and I'd say it's over half full. Now I don't actually know how many litres it holds. I was going to try and look to see if there was a symbol on it. Aha, there you go. Right, 12 litres. So 12 litres is like there. So where does it go? 7 litres. So that I have saved 7 litres this morning of water. Now obviously you've got to then decide what you're going to do with that water. So for me, I'm lucky enough to have a window or the bedroom window here, and that goes straight out onto my roof, flat roof, into the guttering, into the water butt. So I can use that straight away for watering the plants. Now it is fresh water, it hasn't had any shampoo or anything in it, which is great because it is clean water. But I was reading also that grey water, so water that has been used, is okay. It's advised not to use it on your plants regularly. So, you know, you could rotate on which area you use it on, or just kind of, I guess, don't rely on that to water your plants only, but it is okay if it had been used water as well. So that's one option. And the other option for showering, what was I going to say? I've forgotten what I was going to say. One of the options would be to have like to have like a radio in here, or a song, and just try and shower to that song. Choose your favourite song to start your day well, put you in a good mood. Choose your favourite song, and have the shower in the time of that song. And so you're in and out quickly. Or if that's a push, if it's like a whole shave, hair, washing day, 2 songs maybe. And motivate yourself to try and get it done in that time. You could do that with the kids as well, or put a timer, like one of those sand timers. We've got one of them, which is a nice visual aid for them to kind of see how much time they've got left. So kind of limit your time, because to be honest, I love a shower and I could just get carried away being in there for ages because it's just so nice. So you become kind of zone out. So therefore you're not really aware of how much time you use it, how much time is going by. So a visual timer or auditory timer with a song is a good idea for showering as well. Now what is the other thing I was going to say? That's really annoyed me now. Something else to do with showering. What was it? Oh, I know. A shower relay. This is what I've decided to call it. So because our shower probably takes 3 minutes to warm up for me before I can get in it, if you waste 3 minutes of water, have a 5-minute shower, that's 8 minutes. Then I turn it off, get out, then my husband gets in, another 3 minutes warming up. So the shower relay is going, right, I'm going to have a shower now, or do you need a shower now? Let's do it. So one person gets in, wastes the 3 minutes of water, has the shower, don't turn the shower off, get out, other person gets in. There's no wasted warm-up time. So that is my shower relay idea. Come up with that name. Kind of makes sense, doesn't it? So that's that. So in the bathroom, I have another bathroom as well. So what was I going to say in here? So in the bath, we have, we kind of were regularly washing the bath, the babies, because of routine and all that, but actually their skin's so dry, I've decided not to do that all the time. But one of the things I have is from the, there we go, hang on, let's take it off. Essex and Suffolk water. They give you free things. So this is, you can order lots of things from their kit, and this is one of the things from the kit. And it tells you how much water you use, and it's really, the first time when I filled it up, I just thought, oh my god, I cannot believe how much water is in a bath. Now my only criticism, if anybody's got any tips, is I don't know where to put it. So if the first one is 15 litres, how do I know where 15 litres is? Is that 15 litres? Is that 15 litres? I don't know. So that's my other tip. Tip as well is my bath takes bloody ages, so I waste so much water. So the bucket that I use in the shower, I'm going to start trying to use it in here as well, so that I can catch it. And then again, I could do the same thing with it. I could use it to water the plants, etc. Or the other thing I sometimes do is I get the kids to have a wee, straight away flush the toilet with it. So I haven't the button, I can just use that to flush the loo. So that was my other tip. I think that's it in here for now. Okay, let's just go out of the way again so I don't disturb anybody. Any questions so far, guys? Please just write questions and I'll try and answer them as and when I can. Okay. So, let's have a look. So we talked about the mop bucket in the bath and the shower. Oh, the other thing is if you've got that water in the bath, at the end of the bath, so that's the other thing, at the end of the bath, you might have shampoo or shower gel in it. You might not want to water your plants with it, and that's up to you. I'm a bit cautious about that with the dirty water. But you can flush a loo with it. Nothing wrong with flushing your loo with it. So that's a good thing to do. And the other thing, while I'm talking about loos and flushing them, is a toilet relay. You know, whenever my kids do a wee, I do a wee, because then I'm like, I'm done. And then if I flush it, at least it's had 2 wees worth in it. But also, again, you can just flush the loo with that water after the bath. Like, put that water to use rather than wasting it. I think the water meter should touch the bottom of the bath. Yeah, maybe. But because it's a curved bath, it's hard to know, like, exactly what's classed as the bottom. Do you know what I mean? Because it's not like the bottom. It's like that. So how do I know where the bottom is? So measure from the bottom up. Yeah, I don't know. I maybe need to look into that. But anyway, I think for me the bath water meter thing works just from like a visual aid of going, oh shit, like, you know, it's filling up quickly, even if I don't know the exact amount of literage it's using, I suppose. Okay, so we talked about shower relays, pass the shower baton on, listen to your favourite song. The other thing is, like, there are more eco shower heads. Ryan, I don't know if you're still there, but Ryan's a builder, and the thing is about buying gadgets is you don't want to just go, oh, well, that shower head's not very eco, I'm just going to chuck that away and buy an eco one. That kind of defeats the object of being eco, because you've just wasted another one you've got. But if you're having builders in and you're revamping your bathrooms, your kitchens, then yes, you're going to buy a new tap or a new shower head, then yes, invest in an eco one. And some of them have, like, I don't understand it really, but they have, like, more air in them, so that air pressure is helping to force the water out, I believe. So actually you need less water but more pressure. So you can, as part of the free kits from Essex and Southwark Water, you can get some of these things that fit to shower and bath and basin taps. Unfortunately, they don't really fit on ours, I don't think. So, but they do exist. So you can get them free, and they can be fitted to some standard taps and shower heads if you've got them. Or if not, yes, next time you're doing up your home, then invest in them. Or if you really think you can pass on your old shower head or old taps or something to somebody else and get them rehomed, then invest in them if that's what you want to do. But just don't throw things away for the sake of it. That's, you know, not sustainable in itself. Oh, the other thing on the subject of showering, if you've got a shower which doesn't take 3 minutes to warm up like mine does, a bit like washing your hands, if you turn the tap on to wet your hands, turn the tap off, wash your hands with soap, this whole 20 seconds at the moment, wash your hands with the soap, and then turn the tap back on to wash your hands and get rid of the soap. Same with the shower, potentially, if you feel that is more economical for you, is turn it on, wet your hair, wet your body, turn the shower off, wash your hair with your shampoo, wash your body, that's a couple of minutes in itself, and then turn the shower back on to rinse it all off. So it's the same thing, but for me that wouldn't work because it would take 3 minutes each time to warm up the shower. So just decide what's appropriate for your shower. Okay, toilet flushing. Okay, so obvious things, toilets with the dual flush is great. Again, don't just throw your toilet away to buy one with a flush. Ask a plumber or a builder, maybe you can add a dual flush to a standard normal toilet. I don't really know. In the free kits from Essex and Southwark Water, they do the bags that go in the toilet cisterns. Now, I thought these were just a bag, so I was like, oh, what's the point in just getting, like, asking them for a bag? I could just put my own bag or a plastic bottle in there or something to use up some of the space in the cistern, which means every time your cistern fills up with water, it doesn't fill up as much because it's already got like a solid object and taking up some of the room. But I believe what's special about their bags is they, I think they've got like crystals or something in them that expand, so they absorb even more water. So yeah, buy one of those, or not even buy, sorry, the kits are free from Essex and Southwark Water, so you don't even need to buy anything. Perfect. They arrive at your door, you haven't got to leave the house, you can order it online at the moment, which is obviously great, and it's free. But if not, if you don't want to do that, or there's a delay in that, for example, you can just put anything. I have just got little bags, like sandwich bags, filled with water, zip-locked, and that takes up space. Or you can put a plastic bottle in there with water in it, so it's heavy and solid, and again that kind of does a similar thing, and that just means less water is used each time you flush your toilet. So if you can't invest in a dual flush new toilet, then that's free. Just use that idea for now. Okay, so the other thing, now this is controversial, and some of you might look at me and go, Sam, you're disgusting, and others of you might go, yeah, we do that. So have you heard the saying, if it's yellow, let it mellow. If it's brown, flush it down. So I have, or was, doing this theory. I've got two toddlers, and you know, they wee and poo a lot. I smell it quite a lot. I've got reusable nappies. So to be honest, in my house, the smell of wee and poo is quite standard. So it didn't really bother me to let wee sit around for a bit longer because I was fairly used to the smell. However, like just a moment ago, I went into one of the bathrooms and I was like, oh god, that wee has been there all night and it stinks and it's not nice. So, you know, again, decide whether you like this idea or not. Oh, to put a brick in the cistern, yeah, I guess that could work. Why not? I don't think why not, yeah. It's pretty heavy. I wouldn't want to like break anything whilst putting it in there, but yeah, same theory. So with the weed thing, I was doing this, and now my toddlers are not babies. They can get to toilets, they can climb on toilets, they can put their hands in toilets, they can throw things in the toilet, which is what has been happening. So in the end, I've decided not to do this as much because I'm fed up with putting my hands in a toilet with wee in it to get like the toothbrush out that they've thrown down there. So at the moment for me, that idea isn't working very well. I choose when to do that. And as I say, I tend to do the toilet relay instead. So I'm like, oh, right, you've done a wee, let me do a wee, and then we'll flush it. So I know that I'm only flushing the toilet half as much. So that's an idea for you. Okay, another idea, or I might save that actually later because it's part of my challenge for the kids. Okay, bathroom taps. So what I said earlier, so at the moment we're being advised during coronavirus, and to be honest, all of the time, because we're taught this in the NHS and the healthcare system about hand washing is vital. So whether it's coronavirus or whether it's any germs you don't want to catch, colds, flus, neurovirus, whatever, good hand hygiene is vital all the time. But as the general public, it's not something we're really told about. It's only because I've worked in the healthcare system that I know. So we're advised to wash our hands for 20 seconds. Now, just a quick hand lesson, by the way, hand washing lesson. That doesn't mean just do this for 20 seconds and wash the same part of your hands for 20 seconds. It means washing every part of your hands. So like this, and obviously the other hand, your thumbs. So washing thoroughly your thumb area. Your nails, the ends of your fingers are really dirty. So when you've got the lather on your palm, do your fingertips on here as well. Both hands all the time, and wrists. So that's a quick hand washing lesson. Sorry, I was doing it up here because all the writing's here, so it's covering my screen. Hope you could see that. Okay, so really look at hand washing. So the hand washing process is 20 seconds. That does not mean that the tap has to run for 20 seconds. So the tap is pointless. If the tap is running for 20 seconds and your hands are under the tap, then you're washing off the soap before it's ready to be washed off. So there's no point. And if the tap's running for 20 seconds and your hands aren't under the water, then there's no point in it running. So my advice is turn the tap on, rinse your hands, get it wet, turn the tap off, get the soap, get the lather, wash your hands. So do the scrubbing, the rubbing, and then turn the tap back on and rinse all the soap off. Done. So it's really, really easy. Now, my kids are not grasping this. Oh, it's really annoying me because I'm repeatedly saying it over and over and over. So I think I'm going to make some signs, which will probably be on my list for this week to do. under homeschooling is going to be about hand hygiene this week. So I'm going to get some signage and put them on the wall to help with that. If I find any good ones, I'll post them as well. Now the other thing that grates on me, now there's a theme here, it might well just be my house with the whole takes ages to get hot water. It's really frustrating. Builders, if you could invent a way just to get hot water instantly through all taps and all showers, that would be great. I need it. But I decided this winter just gone that I was fed up with waiting for hot water to wash my hands in all the time, especially over winter, because I get really, really cold hands, like, distal coldness and Raynaud's, and it's just horrible. But I would spend ages waiting for hot water to come, like for that few seconds that I need it. I was like, it's just so wasteful. So I decided this winter to set the tap to cold. Mine's one of the ones that you just, like a lever, so you turn it for hot or cold or medium. So I just decided to keep all the taps on cold and just to get over it, just wash my hands in cold, get it done, and not worry about it. So that's another way of saving water and energy as well, because when you're waiting for hot water, you're waiting for your boiler to kick in. That's electric and gas that you're using for that hot water. So, morning Grace. So that's another tip. Just use cold water and it's over quicker and you're not wasting water whilst waiting for it to come in hot, and you're saving energy as well. Okay, kitchen. Now, I was going to do a tour of my kitchen, but for a couple of reasons, which involve me not wanting to go near the kids because they'll just cry if they see me, and I haven't had time to clean my kitchen or tidy it, it's just, I don't want to take you down there. So what I was going to show you is about water usage in the sink. So using a washing up bowl is a way of saving water because you use less water. I've got quite a big sink, which is great for when I'm scrubbing like the pans that go in the oven, like big things. But most of the time I don't need that. I just need a little bit of water. So there's just no point using the sink. So use a washing up bowl. For the sake of buying one plastic, tend to be plastic bowl, but it's going to be a reusable plastic, use it over and over again. Then buy a plastic washing up bowl and do your washing up in that. It will save you water. The other thing is, obviously with things like recycling, we are advised to rinse out our recycling before it's recycled, and that is because we contaminate it if we don't. And water makes things wet and damp, and the germs and all the food wastage and stuff like that. So we are advised to rinse out recycling. But I don't know about you, but it frustrates me if I have to use water. So if I'm having to waste something in order to make something else better, it's like, that's just annoying. So I pile up anything that's for recycling, I put it up next to my sink, and then at the end of any washing up, when the water's dirty, that I don't want to wash up anything else that I'm going to use utensil wise, crockery, I then use that water to do the recycle, yogurt pots, tin cans, all those kind of things. Use the dirty water at the end. So that's my other kitchen sink tip. The other thing I guess you could do, which I'm just thinking of spare at the moment, again, with my issue of waiting for hot water, you could just fill up the kettle and use that water in the sink and then add cold water to get the temperature you need, rather than having to wait for hot water to come through the tap. That's another idea. The other thing I do by my sink is I use some of that warming up water and fill up one of my milk bottles that I've got. Well, you can fill up anything, but I just got the water. I've got the milk bottles there waiting to be put out for the milkman, and I fill them up. And then again, I can take it to the toilet, flush the toilet with it, or I can water plants with that water. Basically, just look at ways that the water is just being wasted without it even being used, and optimise that water. Does cold water kill the germs for hand washing? Good point. I guess in the current climate, you would probably be advised, wouldn't you, to use warm or hot water. Yeah, good point for now, at least. I guess day to day, when this whole virus situation's over and we're not absolutely paranoid about every single thing, cold water would be okay. I don't know. I mean, the other thing is about a lot of hand liquid washes anyway. A lot of them say like kills 99% of bacteria, doesn't it? And I don't know if it says on there about using hot water specifically. I don't use them, I just use a soap bar actually, so it's a good point. Soap bar plus cold water. I'm not sure, I might have to look up that one actually, Chrissy. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. Okay, what else have I said? Oh, okay. So, kitchens. Talking of kitchens and washing up. If you use a fresh glass, or if everybody in your household uses a fresh glass for every drink of water, fresh mug for every cup of tea, how many cups or glasses do you get through a day? I don't know the answer. It'd be really interesting. You guys tell me how many you reckon you use in your house. So my suggestions are designate a cup, glass, bottle, whatever to household members. So if you all had your reusable water bottles, which hopefully you do when you're going out and about, what is wrong with using them at home as well? Nothing's wrong with it. Like, you could just use that, and then you know whose is whose, which makes it so much easier. It's also quite good to know how much you're drinking each day, so it's easier with a water bottle, because you know if you drunk a litre or whatever, or half a litre, whatever it is, each time. So that's one suggestion. I don't tend to drink out of my water bottle at home, but I have a designated glass, and I put it in the same spot. When I drink, I down a glass of water and I put it straight back to the kettle, and it's like my little spot. So I always know when I need a drink to go back to the spot, and that is my glass. So that's one thing I do, is just have a designated glass. And mugs as well. No, I'm not saying I do this all the time, because cups can get left in any room or whatever. But if the cup that I've used for a cup of tea this morning is back in the kitchen, I will just use the same cup, because it's only me, it's the same drink, I'm just going to use that. Now, again, you might all, for your own hygiene reasons, not be comfortable with that, but it's my drink, it's my cup, it's my germs, it's my mouth. Like, I feel happy to do that. I'm not saying I'd keep saying cup out there for days or weeks. It is only that day, and then at the end of the day I put it in the dishwasher. But it's just one way to reduce cups and glass usage, which therefore means your dishwasher's not getting full, or your washing up pile isn't getting up as full, and you're not going to use as much water to do the washing up. So, you know, just little ways like that. Okay. Covered all that. Okay, so the other thing about washing fruit and veg, obviously a lot of people like to wash their fruit and veg because we know there's pesticides on it, on the skins. So we could just, and I'm probably done this one actually, it's probably one I'm guilty of, is every time we go to eat an apple, I get the apple, go and rinse it under the tap. But actually the best thing to do probably would be to buy your load of apples or grapes or whatever, wash them all there and then, done, put them in the fridge, and then they're already washed, and you haven't then got to wash them individually. The best way to wash them as well is in a bowl of fresh water, rather than, again, just rinse them all under the tap. You're going to use less water if you just have a bowl and rinse them all like that way. When you're cooking, when you're using your saucepans, again, simple things like just checking the size of your saucepan, that you're not using a massive saucepan for a little bit of food, because you're going to put more water in it to fill a bigger base. The steaming idea of food tends to be a bit more water efficient, because the same water could steam 2 or 3 layers of food. So that is a good idea, rather than separate saucepans of water. I don't use my steamer a lot. Tends to be just harder work because there's more components to it and putting it all together. But if I'm cooking like a roastina where I've got loads of different vegetables, then I definitely do use the steamer out. Get the steamer out. Now the other thing, I thought this was an interesting one, ice cubes. Do you ever drop ice cubes on the floor and go, oh, drop that, like something on the floor, I'll just chuck that down the sink? I have done that, partly because my household isn't always that clean and I don't mop the floor every day. So I'm like, oh, I might be dirty. What about just putting an ice cube in your houseplant or in the garden, throw it in the garden, water a plant with it? Brilliant. I just thought that was great. Doesn't matter if it's a bit dirty, just stick it on a houseplant and watch it melt. Good science experiment there, guys, for your kids. See how long it takes to melt on a houseplant. Scrape your dishes rather than rinsing them. So my husband's like, can you just rinse the plates before you put them in the dishwasher? Because the dishwasher's not cleaning them. Whereas I'm like, no, if I rinse all the bloody dishes, what's the point in using the dishwasher to be more eco-friendly? So I get really annoyed by this idea. But again, could fill up a bowl and put some water in it and rinse all your plates or whatever off, or scrape the food off instead of rinsing them instead. Hello, Lorraine and Mary Vaughan. Lots of people coming on. So, okay, laundry. Now, I can't go through this fully because I haven't had time to do it, but I decided to find my manuals today of my dishwasher and washing machine. And in there, is every single setting and the energy, electric usage and the water usage. And it's quite interesting to read. It's going to be different for all of you on all your machines. So this isn't going to be relevant to you in your exact ones. But what's really interesting is, so looking at, say, cotton eco setting on mine, I'm going to compare the two. So, for example, if the cotton eco setting is at 60, it uses 44 litres of water and 1.1 kilowatt of energy. Now, compare the same thing at 40. Let me just compare. It uses 20 more litres. So that we're told to wash at 40, right? To be more eco-friendly. And that is because the energy consumption is less. So it was 1.1 kilowatt of energy at 60, and at 40 it's 0.72 kilowatts. So yes, it's more eco-friendly, you used less energy, electric, right? However, I've gone from using 44 litres at 60 degrees to using 66 litres at 40. So from a water saving point of view, washing at 40 does not work. So really interesting. Now the other thing I do is, because I have reusable nappies and a lot of kids' clothes to wash, most of my washing, I tend to use the baby and toddler clothing setting. It just made sense, that's what I use. And I thought that was because it has an extra rinse, like it's for sensitive skin. I thought it'd have like extra rinse on the end, which it does. It says here extra rinse. But oh my goodness, it is, looking at it, yep, it is the worst. It is the worst setting to have from an energy consumption point of view. So the baby and toddler clothing setting is 2.7 kilowatts of energy, and the one I just said, Cotton Eco, was 0.72. So ridiculous amount. But actually the water consumption was 66, so very similar to the eco setting. So I'm not going to go through it all, obviously, but I would definitely recommend, one of my biggest tips is get out your manuals, and you're never going to remember it all. Well, I certainly wouldn't. That's my dishwasher one. It tells you all the settings of water and energy. My tip is get them out, have a look at them, maybe highlight the ones that you think, right, they're the ones I'm going to use most, depending on the washing or the dishwasher. And then put this right near the appliance. So stick it in the cupboard door, for example, so you can look at it instantly. I'm going to put the dishwasher on, open your cupboard door, look at the setting, choose the appropriate setting there and then. Because you're never going to go upstairs. For me, it'd be upstairs, find the filing cabinet key, open it up from the manual section of my filing cabinet. I'm never going to do that every time I want to use a dishwasher or the washing machine. So get your manuals and stick them by the dishwasher and the washing machine. It will save you a lot. Okay, where are we? We're getting towards the end, I think. You'll probably be pleased to know anyway. Obviously, best thing to do is put your washing machine on full. However, again, that's one of those kind of myths slightly, because if you stuff your washing machine full, really full, it will not wash the clothes properly, and then you'll have to wash them again. So I think I read somewhere like full means something like 3/4 full. So just be mindful of that. It's one of those myths that you have to take with a pinch of salt, really. Now, the other idea that I wanted to ask Ryan about, if you're there, Ryan, I don't know if you still are, from a plumber builder's point of view, you can get your white goods, all the grey water, you can get diverted. Now, again, it depends what you're going to do with that grey water. But I believe you can get washing machines rerouted as such, diverted. So in the rinse cycle, so at the end of the wash, which the water's like clean, you can use that water, and that could be diverted to your water butts or to your gardens. I mean, what a great idea. Think of all that water that comes out of the washing machine that is clean. It's just rinsing the clothes after they've been washed. Just goes straight down the drain. I mean, my washing machine is about 1 metre or 2 metres from my outside water butt. Wouldn't it be great to have that diverted to the water butt and water my plants with it? I mean, it'd be fabulous, wouldn't it? And these are the kind of eco practices we need builders to do, we need DIY people to do at home, and just to become normal behaviour. Okay, so outdoors. I haven't, oh gosh, sorry, look at the time. Outdoors, okay, so let me try and whiz through these. I'm not an expert on gardening, by the way. Mary Yvonne, you're quite green-fingered. You might have some good tips. Share them with me. So outdoors, so different pots have less kind of drainage problems. So ceramic and metal plant pots are better for preventing water draining, and use one of those dishes underneath. They've probably got a posh name, but use a dish underneath plant pots to save the water. Plants grow like they need the water in their roots anyway. They don't need the water on top. So one of those plant pot water. I'm saying it as if I can't show you an example. Where's my plant pot? There you go. So the little dish underneath, it's got the water in it. I watered it. I purposely put too much water in it, to be honest, because it only needs watering about once a week. And it's got water in the dish. So that water will go straight to the roots at the bottom and, well, Bob's your uncle really, saves water. So use one of those dishes of what's name, I don't know what it's called. Use water baths like they are, I didn't write the stat down, but it is ridiculous. Like apparently if you saved all your rainwater from your house for a year, it's something like it would fill up a water bath like 400 times or something ridiculous. Possibly not in this region because we're a dry area, but I thought that was an amazing amount. Now the other thing is a drip irrigation system type thing. Now this is a very cheap way, child-friendly kind of fun way. I found these. So you put water in there and then it gradually drips down through the ceramic, whatever this is, terracotta or whatever it is, clay, I have no idea, and it gradually drips down. So, and because you dig it into the ground, it means the water is going further down to the plant's roots as well, which is what they need. And it just means, again, when it's really, really dry and you forgot to water your plants or whatever, you know, you've got this little system here. And this is also as part of the free water kit from Essex and Suffolk Water, and it changes colour when it needs watering. Now it would help if I could remember what colours which. I think it would make sense. Well, I don't know, I don't actually know. I think red's maybe like warning, water me. So yeah, that's useful to know rather than over watering plants. I read yesterday a stat that more plants die from overwatering than they do underwatering. So, you know, there we are, feeling we have to water our plants all the time. But that actually showed me that this particular plant pot actually didn't need watering much at all, probably once a week. So that has been helpful, but I can't remember what the code is. Anyway, red or blue. So what was the other thing I was going to say about watering? The other thing, you can buy these water saving crystals as well that you can put in plant pots. I don't know how eco they are in themselves because they're probably like full of chemicals or something and come in single use plastic bags, of course, but they help save water usage. Now the other thing I've done this week is we've had the paddling pool out all week because it's been so nice and sunny. The idea of throwing that water away, literally, I think my husband did it one day this week and I was like, no, what are you doing? So I made sure that every day since then we have tipped it all out into a watering can, or dunked the watering can in it and then watered the plants with it. So definitely worth doing. The other thing about watering plants is it's best to do it in the cooler time of the day. So I think, Mary Yvonne, tell me if you agree with this, is actually the first thing in the morning actually the best time, because obviously at night it's been the coolest, so therefore the ground's cooler, there's less chance for evaporation. Most people do it in the evening because most people aren't up at the crack of dawn and have time to water their plants. You might do it at the moment if you're not working, Most people do it late at night, again, because the temperature's lower and there's less evaporation. But apparently if you can, first thing in the morning is best. So, washing your car. Hannah, I don't know if you're on, but Hannah was going to wash her car today. I did mine a few weeks ago, and a couple of the tips I've had are about doing it in the rain, so you're using rainwater to actually rinse off some of the dirt already, or after the rain at least, which is a great idea. The other thing I do is I always start at the top of the car and wash down, so I kind of start at the top really, put my way down, so by the time I've got dirty water is when I can use that dirty water to actually rinse the wheels and the tyres, which are just black with filth. And so I use some of that dirty water in order to get some of the initial dirt off the car, if you see what I mean, rather than using clean water to just start the process of getting dirty off the wheels, and then I've still got to get more clean water, if that makes sense. The other thing is definitely use a bucket and not a hose. Hoses are pretty evil for water wasting. That's in the garden and obviously car washing as well. And the other thing that I found quite interesting is the benefit of leaving some leaves and mulch over your garden. Not only is it good for like the insects and the little biodiversity and ecosystems of all those little insects that live under the leaves, but it actually reduces the temperature of the soil by having that leaf protection over it, which means again you're going to get less evaporation. So that's another reason to leave some leaves. Also, if you have plants that have different needs, so those that need daily watering versus those that only need watering every few days, then it is good to put them together, group them together, which I've made this mistake. So I have to water some plants regularly, but next to that is other plants that don't like a lot of water. So therefore that's wasting water because one plant is getting it and it doesn't need it. So definitely group your plants together. Okay, we're nearly there. So work tips for businesses. Now I'm hoping a lot of these tips that I've already discussed are useful for businesses as well. But one of the things I'd say with businesses is getting your staff on board is key. So make sure you discuss environmental issues, water issues as part of your day-to-day practice. So whether that is having signage, so signage by the tap saying remember to turn off the tap, or even have the hand washing pictures, turn the tap on, turn the tap off, really simple day-to-day stuff that becomes part of people's habits. It's really hard in workplaces because you're having to try and inspire so many people who have their own background and knowledge, and not everybody likes or cares about environmental issues, and not everybody's going to be as forthcoming at listening to ideas. So it needs to become just part of everyday work practice. So I definitely say signage is important, and I definitely say verbally bring it up in things like team meetings, environmental issues, sustainability, maybe have a different topic each month. So this month we're going to talk about water wastage. And like anything, if you get people